Good afternoon, everybody. Once again, I'm back here to discuss something very interesting today about saliva and dental caries. Again, today I have somebody interesting with me who will be telling us the fresh insights about the most common topic talked in dentistry, that is dental caries. So, today I have Dr. Priyanshi Shah, but before introducing Priyanshi, I just want to call her in and let me see if she is here. Hi, Priyanshi, how are you?
Hi, ma'am. Good evening. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing in this lockdown and everything? How are things going on?
Good, good, ma'am.
All right. So, Priyanshi, thank you for joining me in this conversation today. I was really fascinated to know about your interests. So, I just want to tell about you to the audience. So, let me say what Priyanshi does. Priyanshi is a fresh dental undergraduate. She has just obtained her degree, and she's very proud of that doctor degree in front of her name. And she has specific interests in oral pathology as well as in salivary diagnostics research and the omics technologies. She runs a bakery. I mean, right? If I'm not wrong, Priyanshi, on a part-time
Yes,
basis,
yes, yes.
home based, definitely
Yes.
home based bakery. Apart from doing all her studies, as well as I think I think Priyanshi, you're preparing for your exams, NEET exams, and
Yes.
all those. Yeah. And apart from that, Priyanshi is a very good at writing, scientific writing particularly, and also she's an artist. She paints and she does many other stuff. So that's really wonderful to know. So Priyanshi, the first, I mean, it's not a question, but it's kind of an inquisitiveness, that's running in my mind. Is that well, dental caries, being a dental student or dental surgeon or whatever, that is the bread and butter of dentists. But I think that is also the most commonly spoken about thing in dentistry. So, what made you choose to speak or share something on dental caries, which is kind of, we read from the day one of dentistry, I
Yes.
guess. Yeah. So, can you
Yes.
just tell me what made you interested to choose this
Yes, ma'am.
particular topic? Yeah.
Sure. So, we all know what dental caries is. In very layman terms, it is the demineralization of the tooth structure caused by the acids produced by the bacteria which are adhered to the tooth structure. The most interesting thing about this disease is that it is very prevalent worldwide. So
Right.
it has a good amount of societal significance because although the symptoms are not fatal, but they are found to be severe at times. Okay, and out of the 7.8 billion population that we have around the globe, almost 2.3 billion people are affected with the dental caries. So it would only be right to call it a pandemic. Okay, so that is why I feel that although dental caries is a very common topic among the dental population, the people studying dentistry, but it
Right.
is not given that much importance and we don't talk about it as often as we should. So that is why I chose this topic.
I think that's really nice the way you explained, and I totally agree with you because I think this is one of the most prevalent disease worldwide, globally. Even before we speak about other diseases like definitely like oral cancer and all. I mean, those are kind of very complicated diseases. Even dental caries is kind of complicated because I think we
Yes.
do not have a one shot, one point solution till now. Even with the understanding the susceptibility of this disease, or the whether a person is having risk or not. So we really don't have things right now in hand. So being it's like one of the most common diseases, as you rightly said. And I think you are really passionate about dental caries because the way you presented the statistics, that's really fantastic. So Priyanshi, so what do you think, like if you want to explain what dental caries is, as a student, not student, but suppose I think you have just passed out, so I think you have some intuition of going into your clinics and also pursuing your higher studies. So, how do you think that you can explain dental caries in a very simple way to a layman person? Can you just try that to do?
Yes, ma'am. So, like, whenever we are studying about dental caries, we are taught that it is a multifactorial disease and there are four factors affecting the disease. Now, I think what we miss out is the genetics part of the disease. Like
Yeah,
it comes under the host category. So we do study a one-liner that genetics affects the occurrence of dental caries, but we never bother to go in detail about that. And I think we should. Everyone should know what genes affect the occurrence of dental caries. So, from all the research that I have been doing on this topic lately, I would categorize the genes affecting the dental caries into three main parts. The
mm-hmm.
first one being the genes affecting the enamel formation. So we know that enamel matrix is laid down by certain proteins like amylogenin,
Correct,
tuftelin, enamelin, etc. So
right,
all the genes which affect the formation of these proteins indirectly cause the risk of dental caries. Like if the enamel is not laid out correctly, it is obviously going to be more susceptible to dental caries. This is
absolutely,
in a very general term. Now, second one is the genes that affect the taste perception. So, the sensitivity or insensitivity to a cariogenic diet is hereditary. So, whenever there are polymorphisms in the sweet taste receptors or glucose transporter genes, individually or in combination, this might affect the risk of occurrence of dental caries. And the third most important one is the immune response. So, whenever
correct.
the immune response of the body is altered because of the genetic mutations, like there can be mutations in the MHC and HLA complexes. So, at those times, it indirectly affects the colonization of the cariogenic bacteria on the tooth surface. So, that is also how it will affect the occurrence of dental caries. This is just a very broad idea how and people can go in depth if they want to. There are a lot of
I,
articles on this.
I think that's fantastic, Priyanshi. The points that you brought up. Basically, whenever we ask, okay, how can you explain dental caries and what are the factors? That pie chart, which we are taught from the beginning, that host,
Yes,
that tooth and the time and all those factors. But I think with incorporation of genetics, as you rightly said, that these are very important factors, and the entire pie chart changes. It becomes kind of very
yes,
complicated,
yes,
where we really need to understand what are taste genes and how they are affecting. Well, by the way, I mean, you have really given a comprehensive idea. Okay, so Priyanshi, one more thing is that since I think you have been studying a lot inside into this topic, which I understand from your answers. So as we all know that the saliva is there inside our mouth. So my understanding is that, like, can you highlight some things on, I mean, what is your perception, like, do you think that saliva is just like a saliva and dental caries is kind of okay, two separate entities staying together in the mouth, or it really does they have any correlations? What is your idea about it? What you have I mean, what did you decipher from your digging out of the knowledge from the papers recently? Yeah,
yes, ma'am. So we definitely know that saliva being inside the mouth, it will affect the occurrence of caries in some way. So the main aspects are like it can affect the occurrence in a direct way or an indirect way. Directly,
right.
it can affect by the flushing action. So if it is able to flush out all the debris, your risk of occurrence is naturally low. Apart from this, the viscosity of the saliva as well as the
Fantastic.
amount of production, both of these things tend to have a say in the occurrence of caries. Apart from this, the indirect effect, I will describe it as a very unique protein profile that is present in the saliva, which
Yeah,
has some antimicrobial peptides, and these have a role against the cariogenic bacteria, and therefore the amounts of these peptides can be associated with the risk occurrence of caries.
absolutely. So, Priyansha, I think that's very well spoken and very rightly you said. And now I think since you have been studying this for a long time now, I think you have heard about salivary mucins, right? So,
Yes,
do you know that there is some correlation between different types of, and there are different types of mucins actually. So, do you know that
yes,
there is some
yes.
correlation between the salivary mucins and dental caries? So, if you just know something, can you enlighten all of us on that?
Sure. So, as you said, there are a lot of types of mucins present. But what we will be focusing on in relation to the dental caries will be MUC5B and
Correct.
MUC7. These two are the mucin proteins present in the saliva, which have a role to play in association with the occurrence of dental caries. So MUC5B is known to adhere the tooth surface, and it kind of causes the inhibition of S mutants, which is a
Yes.
very common karyogenic bacteria. Like most,
Correct.
okay.
It's
So
kind of
what happens?
interrupts the colonization of the bacteria, basically.
Yes,
That is what you mean
it
to say. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
and that is by the formation of pellicle. Now, pellicle is a protective film that is formed on the tooth structure by the glycoproteins present in the saliva. So, once this pellicle is formed, it is very difficult for the bacteria to adhere to the tooth surface. So, in a way, it inhibits the S mutants directly, as well as it prevents the formation of a biofilm, which is essentially a film containing the karyogenic bacteria.
Yeah.
Now, the second one is MUC7. Unlike MUC5B, MUC7 is suspended in the solution phase in the saliva. So, it has a direct effect on S mutants. It is
Mm-hmm.
bactericidal, and
Mm-hmm.
it is also known to disrupt the already formed biofilms. So, in a way, both of these have an effect on the occurrence of dental caries. So whenever
So,
if we want to, we can identify the levels of MUC7 in the
yes.
saliva, and then we can predict the risk occurrence of the individual for dental caries.
Yes, I think that's fantastic, fantastic things that you brought up. So, to all our audience, Priyanshi, I think you gave a very good research idea through this conversation, basically, because I think whenever we talk about these things, like when we talk, try to bring in genetics in the picture, the first thing that comes as a bulb on in the mind that it's something very complex, but actually it's not so. And as you rightly said,
Yes,
that just by measuring certain specific salivary mucins, I think it's a very good idea that we can actually come up with, maybe in the future we can come up with some kind of chairside tests. And that's a fantastic research idea.
yes,
I think many people who will be seeing or viewing our conversation later, they might have got a new research topic, and I will be very happy if somebody takes it up and really goes
yes,
into it.
yes, yes.
Yeah. So I think that was really nice, Priyanshi, and I just want to tell everybody is that Priyanshi is again a very active and very enthusiastic participant of our endeavor, that is Cognus Group, that is Community for Engrossing and Novel Undergraduate Science. And I think, Priyanshi, I just like to tell. I mean, I'll just ask you to share your experience in just one or two lines. That what is your experience inside Cognus? I mean, you don't have to tell very good things since I'm sitting here, not like that. But I just want your honest feedback so that we can
Sure.
improve things. Yeah.
Ma'am, so when I joined Cognus, I did not have so much idea about research and everything, although I was inclined towards it, but
Yeah.
I did not have that kind of exposure. So, if there are any undergraduates who are watching this or fresher graduates, I would totally recommend you to join this group and be a part of it to know more about how the research takes place, or simply this, like as ma'am correctly said, that genetics part is so complex. Even I thought so, but then when I actually dived into it, I realized that it's not that big a deal. Like, you just
Yes.
have to keep on reading and reading. So that's it. So for all the undergraduates and fresher graduates, please do join the group. It is a really good place to upskill your research base.
Thank you, Priyanshi, for this for your kind words. And I think Priyanshi and like Priyanshi, many other students who are inside Cognus, they are working hard for our upcoming most upcoming most cherishable event. So Priyanshi, can you just invite your friends to our most upcoming cherishable event, that is SALC 2021?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. Yes, so everyone, this SALC 2021 is going to be happening in January, and I invite you all to be a part of it. It is going to be a great conference. It is an international conference, so the speakers and the guests are uh, diverse, and you will really enjoy it. You won't regret taking part in it. So please do visit our site, that is www.salc.in, and participate in the event.
Thank you, Priyanshi. And also, I just wanted to mention to all our viewers here, and as well as who will be watching us later, that in Salsi we have two things. That as we all know, that through our platform of ICDG and Cognos, we try to promote research, or particularly oral healthcare research. And in Cognos, in Salsi, we have two awards this time. We have already had Kriya for specifically for undergraduates, that is Research Idea Awards. But this time we have also come up with another interesting award for postgraduates, because that was a complaint from the postgraduate community to me that I am too much biased about undergraduates. So this is a 3-minute thesis award, 3MT award, and you can I think the details are there in the website, as already Priyanshi mentioned, that is www.salsi.in. So I think you can just hop in and just check out what's there inside with 3MT awards. So thank you so much, Priyanshi. I think it was fantastic talking to you, and I hope we will keep meeting. We will do these
Sure.
conversations again and again,
Yes.
and I hope you enjoyed this entire journey. Where I think Priyanshi is a very good, way she expresses her. Particularly, I would say, Priyanshi, the way you express your scientific views, it's really really fantastic. So I really appreciate
Thank you,
that.
ma'am.
And thank you so much, Priyanshi. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today. And we will take a leave now. Have your tea and have your snacks. And we will also go back and have that. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Bye bye.